I'm Christine Loader, and I work with spirit guides for over 20 years, and a number of other things that I do, including healing, self-empowerment, your healing journey, and helping you move forward. And spirit guides are, of course, an integral part of that. Now, how many of you are familiar with your spirit guides? Just 3, well, maybe 4? Okay, that's it? Okay, so we have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. Okay, so your spirit guides are your dearest friends, allies, and of course, guides and teachers. Now, why do we have spirit guides to begin with? Well, we need a lot of help, right? We need help, we need guidance, we need to be pointed to where we need to go, and in order to fulfill our purpose, our guides help us do that. Those of you that are familiar with your guides, do you communicate with them at all? Yes, okay, good. All right, so how do we get our guide? Are they just randomly selected, or do we contract with them in between lifetimes? If you guess the latter, then you are correct. We have usually had a number of past lives with them. They are certainly not strangers to us when we are born. Our guides are with us from pre-birth, all right? Now, they help us when we are deciding what purpose to fulfill, meaning what part of that purpose, because there are always parts of your life purpose, what purpose in this lifetime to fulfill, what the mission is, how to go about it, who you're going to meet, and what kind of work you're going to do, etc., etc. Guides, your angels, of course, and the council help us decide how we're going to conduct our lives. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of action that takes place before birth. How many here are familiar with and believe in reincarnation? Okay, I would imagine that most, if not all, of you would believe in that. So what happens? Well, let's see. Before we are born, we decide what we want to concentrate on. Now, we all have specialties in life. Some of us are healers, teachers, artists, warriors, and we live our life according to our purpose. So what the council, the angels, and the guides do is say, okay, here, look at this. This is a map. Okay, there's like branches of the tree. You're going to choose what branches you want to go down. They are the path, the pathways of your life. Your guide has a lot of say in this because he's going to be with you throughout your lifetime and help you on that path. Now, we have free will. Does everyone like free will? We all have free will, okay? We have a destiny. Yes, it's true, we have a destiny, but we also have free will. And you can change your path at any given time. You can change your destiny at any given time. There is one particular destiny, but there are smaller ones attached to it. I'm seeing some head nods. So how many of you know that we can change our destiny? Can. You can, yes. There are certain things that will be happening in your life regardless, but other things you can change, including your exit date when you leave this earth, when you go to the other side. You can change that as well. I know my parents have changed theirs many, many times. And they're still with me. God bless. So it can be a happy thing to change that. So your guides, your angels, and the council advise you on what path to take, and with each choice you make, the branch, they tell you what will be accompanying that choice. So if you choose A, okay, you're going to meet this person, that person, and you will be experiencing this and that and the other thing. And then you have a choice. And that's when you make your choices. Your spirit guide helps you choose your parents. In that sense, there are no mistakes. Sorry to say that, but there are no mistakes. We have chosen our parents. We have chosen our family, hence the term family or group karma. Are we all familiar with group karma? No. Okay, well, there is such a thing as group karma. And these are the people you incarnate with time after time after time. They can be friends, family, business colleagues, lovers, husbands, wives. They are in your soul family. Okay, we all have a soul family. We all have this little pod that we're in and that we go back to in between lifetimes. And we all have fun meeting again and having a party when we pass over. And then we decide, okay, who are we going to meet in this lifetime? What lessons will we bring to each other? And your guide has a lot of say in that because he is responsible for putting you on the path to meet those lessons. That is his purpose. He arranges life. He arranges people. He arranges situations. And I'm just using the word he, but of course it could be a she, or it could be an androgynous being. Does not have to have a gender. Okay, is that surprising? No. Okay, good. So they help us to arrange things. And guess when we do this arranging? When we're sleeping. We arrange everything in our lives, meeting people, the job interview, etc., in between, well, not just lifetimes, but also in the dream state. Okay? You make your soul contracts between lifetimes with the help of your guide, and then you also choose different things while you are in this body. Your guide has a lot of say in it because your guide is going to arrange those meetings. So those meetings are arranged in the dream state. So here's a tip. If you're having a problem with somebody, a little tiff, an argument or whatever, and you want to work it out, you can ask your guide, your spirit guide, to arrange a meeting in the dream state with this person. Did you know that? You can do a lot of negotiation, a lot of mediation while you're asleep. How great is that? But it's as if you're making an appointment. It doesn't just happen. With spirit guides, the key is appreciation for who they are, what they do for you, and you have to ask for what you want. Okay, sometimes we're doing something and they want to interfere, but they can't. There is a law that says you have to ask for what you want. Now, they will know if you're thinking about it, what you want, but it's always good to ask. I saw a hand go up. Yes, sir.
Yes, during the sleep and if you meet with someone that you're having a conflict, suppose the meeting does not go very well. Suppose there's an all-out brawl or fight or whatever, and this is what you remember this in the morning. What's that about?
Okay, have you had that experience?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it means you have to have more meetings. Number one. Number two, things don't automatically work out right away, whether it's in the dream state, on the astral plane, or in the physical dimension that we are in. There's a lot of negotiation, a lot of communication that takes place. So if you're having a problem, it doesn't go well, ask for a mediator, ask for a negotiator. It probably will not be your guide because there are other beings on the other side that have this specialty. Okay, does that help?
Sure.
Okay, any other questions right now? Anything that I've said? Yes?
How can I tell who my spirit guide is?
Well, we'll do a little exercise towards the end, but the best thing to do is to call him, okay? Intend to communicate with your guide. Intend to connect with your spirit guide. Intention is 99% of this work, all right? Some people are better at energy healing or have different gifts, but intention, if you don't have that intention, it's not going to happen. Yes?
Can your guide be someone you choose or they choose you?
It's mutual. It's mutual. So you can have these discussions, again, with whoever you want to be your guide. Usually it's prearranged and it's just a discussion. Okay. Yes?
Was the guides, were they human at one time? Were they on Earth or they
Great segue, thank you. Yes, they were human. Most of them were human. And most of them had incarnations with you. So they know you pretty darn well. They could have been family members. You could even have been married to them. I have had some clients that are in love with their spirit guide, believe it or not, because on a deep level, they have a particular kind of connection to them, a kind of a longing. And their challenge is to get beyond this in this lifetime and open up to others that are physical. You are not meant to have a relationship of that sort with your spirit guide. Okay, you're not meant to do that. That's breaking one of the spirit guide rules, so to speak. And they do have rules. They do have supervisors that they talk to about us or about their own karmic evolution. And so, yes, they are people too. They became a guide because they have reached a certain level of mastery. And we can all become guides too at the right time. All right, but they have achieved that mastery, and they are guides of the souls or people that they have associated with the longest. They will not be a guide for someone they don't know at all. It just doesn't make sense if you think about it, right? So yes, they are people. They have lived. They have their own karma. They have their own lessons. They have their own soul development. They are working through things just as we are. And that's what makes them so special, is because they're not just a discarnate being who has not had any experience with the physical reality. Now, I hear someone saying, do we just have one guide? No. Were you thinking that? Okay, I tuned into you. All right. All right. Do we just have one guide? No. We have a few. We have our main spirit guide, usually pretty big, I would say, can be male, female, whatever. Then you have what they call the secondary guides. Your secondary guides are actual living people who do not know that they are your guide when they go out of body. How cool is that? And what's their function? Their function is to aid your main spirit guide with the timing of events. Things usually happen in grace. Grace means timing, okay? And because your spirit guide does not have a physical body, and most probably, especially like mine, hasn't been incarnate since the 1800s, they forget timing. Time, as we all know, or may not know, is very different up there as it is here, very different. So they need help. And their help are the secondary spirit guides that come in every once in a while to help with the timing of events, timing of meeting people, etc., etc. Any other questions right now? No. Okay. So, how many have met, you have met your spirit guide before? And a couple people? Okay. So, who would like to do a little meditation or exercise right now, or I can continue and just talk about guides? What's the consensus for this time? Talk? Meditation? Okay. So, we'll do a few minutes of meditation. I did not want to save it to the very end, where you're rushed. Okay, so get comfy. And they love this. This room is very crowded right now, with guides and angels, some family members I see that are rather curious, some curious entities also. And boy, do they love being talked about, your guides. They don't get respect, you know what I mean? They don't get enough respect. They do all this work, and they don't get their respect. But today that's going to change, especially with all of you. I can feel some of you opening up your heart chakras to them right now. That's great. Okay, so just close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe out any tension, any negativity you may be holding in your body and or energy body. Know that you are in a safe place. I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. It will be brief. Please keep in mind that you can always do this when you are home. You can always continue this journey for yourselves. That's part of your empowerment. As you breathe, you relax more and more. Breathe into your heart chakra. Breathe into your heart. Open up your heart. Send love to your spirit guide. Send love to your spirit guide. And as you send this love, ask to meet with them right now and to get a message perhaps. So now that we have stated the intention, I want you to see yourselves at the beginning of a corridor, and on the other end is a room. The door is closed, but you can see a lot of light coming out of that door. That is where your spirit guide is. And you're going to take the steps to meet your guide. When you're ready, you're going to take the steps to that door, and it could look however you want it to look. I see some of you are smiling. You're probably there already. Go to that door. When you are ready, open that door. It has a handle. When you are ready, open that door. And see if you can see your guide or get a sense of your guide. He or she is sitting in a chair, and there is another chair opposite your guide. When you are ready, sit down in your chair. Get a sense of your spirit guide as they present themselves to you today. Get a feeling for them. Are they male? Are they female? What kind of energy do they have? And they can look human, so can you see their feet? Can you see their face? If you don't see anything, that's okay. It will come in time. You can get a sense of them. Get a sense of their love for you. Blow out anything that you need to in terms of energy. I feel some of you are definitely connecting. I can feel that in my heart chakra because I'm aligning with you. And when you're ready, ask for a message from your guide. If you prefer, you can ask a question of your guide and see what they say. Take your time. Know that you can come back to this place in the waking state and or in the dream state. You can always come back to this place. When you feel you have met your spirit guide and or gotten the message, or feel secure that you know what to do next time, and you can vary this as well. The imagery, the visualization. Please nod your head. Okay, some of you are nodding. Okay, take away with you the love that your guide has for you. Give them that love back. And tell them that you will see them again very, very soon. And that you can meet with them. Arrange to meet with them in the dream state. You can arrange that now. Ask to meet with them in the dream state. They do accompany us on our astral experiences. Ask for an experience and a meeting with your guide. Once you have done this, please nod your head again. Okay, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I reach 3, you can open your eyes. 1, coming back fully into the body. 2, feeling more grounded. And 3, opening your eyes. There we are, back in reality. Some of you really did go into trance, by the way. I could see it. And I felt a pressure in my heart chakra, which meant that some of you were having definite encounters with your guide. By a show of hands, who feels that they actually met their guide or had some kind of interaction? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So for those of you that have not yet, remember, you can do so tonight, okay? Because you have already put the wheels in motion to meet with your guide. Okay, are there any other questions? Yes, sir.
I think my guide left town. Is that ever possible?
Now, tell me what you mean by that.
Does a guide ever give up on a soul?
Excellent question. Yes. And there are certain mitigating circumstances. If you're dealing drugs, if you're harming others, if you commit murder. That's right. No, you can't get away that easy from yours. No. If you harm others and if you are irreparably harming yourself, where they don't see you having any way out, then they will leave because they cannot help you. However, we are not left alone. There is an oversoul, they call it the oversoul, that checks in on those that have lost their guide for whatever reason. And they report back to the guide to let them know how they're doing. And yes, they can come back. I have had 2 clients where that happened, and they have gotten their spirit guide back. It was very interesting. So that's a very good question. Any other questions? Yes?
So I feel like I'm stopping myself, or I had the light was there, and then everything got black, so I may be stopping myself and leaving my guide. Is that?
You could be stopping yourself. The lady said that when she got to the room, it was light, but then it turned black, right? You could be stopping yourself out of fear, or perhaps you're not ready, or you're not trusting yourself to have the experience. It could be self-doubt. So in your case, just arrange to meet them tonight in the dream state, and you will. You will, definitely, okay? I know it.
How did you
Yes?
first encounter your spirit guide?
How did I first encounter? Oh, I was doing some kind of meditation, and someone started to come through. I started to feel some energy. Now, you know there are imposters out there. Okay, there are entities or spirits, earthbound entities or spirits that will pretend to be your spirit guide every once in a while, just as a joke or whatever. So I made sure that it wasn't, all right? I did a few tests, and it was the guide. I couldn't get his name. Mine is a male. I couldn't get his name right away, and he's laughing. He's right next to me. I was calling him a name of some Greek god, and he really liked that. But that wasn't his name. It was close, but it wasn't his name. So I met him that way. I also went to another psychic counselor myself. Obviously, I've had to be trained. And they confirmed, and they brought out more, and then things just kept rolling from there. Okay? Yes?
What type of tests would you do to verify if you have a real spirit guide or a fraud?
Okay. When you are used to your spirit guide, and don't do this before you are used to them, you can exchange passwords if you can hear, if you're clairaudient. Okay? If you're not clairaudient, get a sense of touch, their energy, all right? Their energy on you, all right? Some people feel little tingles, some people feel warmth, some people feel warmth in their heart chakra, okay? There's one other great way of doing it. If any of you know how to manipulate energy, when you bring your guide, and you can, I don't know, we only have a few minutes, I think. 10, all right, great. How would you like to know how to connect with your guide? I know this is a little off topic, but you had a... Okay, you want to know. All right. Okay, since we're all about spirit guides today. How many of you know how to throw a cord? Throw a cord. You don't know what I'm saying, right? Okay. Do you know that we connect with people through thought forms, right? Through energy. And we can also connect through light cords. This is using your chakras, all right? So you can imagine, see, sense, or feel a cord or a rope of light emanating from your heart to the soul body, not the astral body, the soul body of your spirit guide. And I say use your heart because before you do that, you clear your space, all right? Sacred space, energy. You intend to connect with your spirit guide. And then you throw, I call it throwing a cord. You can call it whatever you like, you know, connecting by cord or whatever. You intend for this cord of light, divine light, to come out of you and connect to the soul body of your guide. Your guide will feel the cord. Through the cord, telepathically, or think, feel, and say inwardly, Spirit guide, please come to me, I want to talk to you. All right? Intention, draw them in. You could also do this with your angels, by the way. Works with your angels also. As you intend, so it will be. So, if you have confidence in yourself, and you can practice this with your spirit guide, throw that cord, connect, draw them in. It's almost like you're lassoing somebody, like you're a cowboy. But you can't hurt them, all right? Be gentle, you can't hurt them. Draw them in. When you feel they are there, and you will intuitively know that they are there. And again, this may take some practice. When you know they are there, use your right hand, pick it up like this, and then push against their energy. If they are the real deal, your hand will not go very far. So I'm going to push against my guide, and I can't go anywhere. Now, is this my angel? No, my hand just fell, okay? So you can try this, and this is something I usually teach in workshops and things like that. But that's a way that you can connect, all right? And also a way to test. If you cannot push the energy, odds are that it is your guide. If your hand goes down, when you say, are you my spirit guide? If your hand goes down, then it's probably not. Okay? Questions? I saw some hands. Yes?
Have you written anything, any books?
I've written many, many articles. Some are on my webpage, santabarbawellnessdirectory.com. I have some literature in the back you can pick up. I've also written, when it was in paper form, for The Messenger, which was kind of a New Age journal. There are some, I think maybe 9 articles written there that you can look up. You can always contact me. I have a contact sheet in the back. Put your email down and I will email you the address, as it is now, okay, for the articles. So yes, I've been doing this a long time, and it never gets old. Let me tell you, it never gets old. And I love doing this, and I love connecting with all of you. Questions? Yes?
Real quick,
Yeah.
can an angel be your spirit guide?
No. 2 separate roles. But what do they have in common? They help us. Different ways. Yes?
Can your guide be non-human?
I have seen that. It is rare. I have seen that, though. Yes. Yes, sir.
Are angels attached to you, like your spirit guides attached to you, or do they go all over?
Most often they are. Like I have karma with mine. One of mine used to be a sister. So yes, you can have karma and past lives with your angels. The angelic track is different from the spirit guide track, okay? It's talking about spiritual hierarchies, all right? So it's a different track altogether. Yes?
Can Jesus be your guide?
No. Okay, no. You have your own spirit guide. Very personalized.
Because I have a friend, she talks to Jesus.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine, yeah.
So it gives
But
me-
odds are they're not the prime spirit guide, okay? Yes?
Can you connect with this pure thought form?
Oh, yes. That's telepathy. Yeah, definitely. Anybody else questions? No. Okay. All right, so how do you feel about your spirit guides now? Do you feel that you have some tools or that you know a little bit more about them? Yes.
I think knowing that you personally can learn how to connect with your own spirit guide and just open up your mind to that possibility that you have that ability to do is encouraging.
Yes. No.
You don't have to have someone helping you to do that, but you can learn to do that and become intuitive about it.
Right. You can become intuitive and do this for yourself. I love to teach things regarding self-empowerment. And knowing your guide, talking to your guide, means that you are empowered. All right? That's another tool in your toolbox, right? Another thing you can put in your healing journey. And your guides have a lot of information. Now, how do they communicate with us? Well, they can, of course, like we mentioned, communicate in dreams. Sometimes a song will come on that will have a particular, oh, you're laughing, so you know this, yes. Songs can come on that will have a message for you, or you may suddenly have an idea, or suddenly have a thought just out of the blue, like an epiphany. That can be an angel, that could be a guide, that could be your higher self, that could be your subconscious mind. They can also guide you in your shopping, believe it or not. Okay, I had an experience once where I was passing this, I guess it was an antique store, and I felt my body just turn very suddenly, and I walked into the store, and there I found the most wonderful piece of black tourmaline that I could ever imagine. I had no idea it was there. But they didn't say anything. You know, your guides can be strong. They can, with practice, push you around. All right, it's not as bad as it sounds. Once you get to know your guide, you can have some sort of signal. They can raise your hand. They can raise a finger. They can move your shoulders. They can do something. Guides can learn how to move you. Now, remember, it takes a lot of their energy to do so. So it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. And believe me, the force, and maybe it was angels and guides that turned me all the way around to march into that store. But I knew it wasn't me. And it wasn't my higher self or subconscious mind. Usually we get messages or hear things when we are talking to or communicating with our subconscious. Yes?
Do you see your guide? Now?
Do I see him? Yes.
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 And what does he look like?
He's male. And he refused to be anonymous in terms of what he looks like. That can be a personal thing. And they can also change shape. They can be shapeshifters. Okay? They can be male, meaning male or female, old, young, and sometimes when you're on an astral adventure with them, if they're female, they can turn male if the situation warrants, or the other way around. And usually they choose appearances that they have held in other lifetimes. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, sir.
You say you see your spirit guide?
I can,
In what
yes.
sense?
I see mostly with the inner eye, third eye, but I sometimes also see with the physical eye. But I can see energy and guides and you know, beings. I can sense it also. Yes?
Do you see any kind of
I can, yes, yes. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
And then also,
She asked if I could see color, yes.
when they are shape shifted, do they go into like a power animal or anything like that?
I have rarely seen guides turn into an animal, power animal. That is something separate. Yeah, usually. But you never know. Who knows? You know, maybe they can. It's personal choice, and they have, like us, free will. So we have a couple more minutes. Any other questions? You've been great. Yes?
I have a friend who died when he was in an accident.
Yes?
And this person has been coming to me continuously. And I'm trying to figure out if it is a product of my imagination or it is could be my spirit guide. So it could be our family members, deceased family members, or friends.
Yes, they can take on the role of guide. Yes, spirit guide. They can come back and be a kind of a guide or a teacher.
Because I had experience at his funeral, the very strong experience which I never had before.
Right.
In my life, because I didn't really see him die, and then it was like I felt his.
You felt his presence. Yes.
And after that, it started happening. He comes over and over again.
Okay. Maybe trying to get a message to you or to guide you to something. So yes, deceased family members or friends can come to us and act as a guide or give us messages or things like that. That's very true. Yes?
Can one guy be the guide for more than one person?
No, one guide to one person. They have enough to handle. I mean, can you imagine? They'd be busy beyond belief. Yes?
So if you have, want some assistance in something, a career, relationship, health, whatever, can you then just ask your guide to give you direction in that?
Oh, most definitely, yes. You can ask for it.
For that intention, just to ask that?
Yes, if you have intention, remember intention is 99% of this work. Ask for what it is you want. If you want clarity on a situation, answers to a problem, put it out there for your spirit guide. If you cannot handle a situation, if you're burdened by something, pick it up, hand it to your spirit guide. Your spirit guide will shoulder it and help shoulder it for you. The main thing they want to get across, as my guide is saying, is that there is much love and appreciation between all of us. We all are interconnected. We are all interdependent on each other. The more you appreciate and communicate with your guide, the more you will get out of the relationship. And that is what they want for you. They have your highest wishes, aspirations, success in their hearts. That is why they exist. So we're just about out of time. I'll take one question.
Can a guide affect the physical, like, turn lights on and off, things like that?
Sometimes they don't really do that. That's usually an entity turning on and off lights and things like that. So, okay. Do we have any more time? Half a minute. The end. All right. I think we did very well. One more question. Yes?
Can we help them by giving them light?
You can, but it's really not necessary. Yeah. Can we help them by giving them light? Okay. Yeah, ask for it. If you want some light, they will tell you how to go about bringing light to yourself. Okay? Thank you all for coming. It's been a blessing for me. I hope it's been one for you as well.